This is VP4 TV. Here is a list of scheduled upcoming matches in this year's VP4 2022 World 10 Ball Championship. I will try and stream as many matches as I can, although time zone differences will be an issue. I must thank those players who take this into consideration when arranging their matches. Please subscribe to my YouTube and Twitch channels to join in the stream chat.
Your assignment tonight is strategic. You can't give the enemy a break. Send them to hell.
When things look bad, and it looks like you're not going to make it, then you got to get mean. I mean plumb mad dog mean. Because if you lose your head and you give up, then you neither live nor win. That's just the way it is.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to VP4 TV. This is not going according to plan because, as you saw there, the main event of the evening was the all-Swedish clash between Albinario and Bedhead, and that's due to go ahead at 20 minutes past the hour. Now, however, in the meantime, Stubb and Chico have arranged their match, which is going at the top of the hour. Now, I spoke to them to ask if it was possible that they could play a bit later. Both of them agreed. That's not the problem. The problem is that Steve's plodding about a bloody golf course and we can't get a hold of him. I've sent a message to Simon to try and send a message to him, and he said he'd do that, and I've not heard anything since, so it's unlikely that Chico and Stubb are going to be able to change their match. So that's about to go ahead at the top of the hour, and just to let you know, at 20 minutes past 7, I'm moving across to the Albinario Bedhead match. We're just going to have to keep an eye on what is happening, because the other problem, if I can get this thing to work right, wait a wee minute. Wrong channel. Need to go to this one first. We'll go to this one because that's the matches that are on today. There's now 4 matches on today, all of them clashing. We've got the Stubb Chico match, Albinario Bedhead. We've got Jose with Cobra on the one loss side. We've got Brainpill out and Hairpig on the one loss side. So all of those matches are running over one another. We'll just need to keep a tab on what's happening there. Now I think I've had a message come in there. Oh no, it's not. It's something up on Twitch. I thought it was a message from Simon. But anyway, it is what it is, as they say, and we'll just have to go with that. It would have been nicer if it had started later, because I would have liked to have caught most of the Stubb match with Chico, but you just have to make do with what you've got, because sometimes it is tough for people to get matches arranged. So we're here and we're ready to go. That room will be up in a couple of minutes' time. Let me just go back to everything's been hastily done here. I hasten to add. Get this to work. Right, that's working. So, good evening to Cobra. I'll be 1712. Stubb 1712. Hairpig 134. Well, you don't know. I mean, it could be. I've got a feeling it could be a strange night. We don't know what's going to happen. I say the main point is I've scheduled my stream to be the main match between Albi and Bedhead, so that's the one I'm going to go with. In the meantime, we'll cover this one for the first 20 minutes or so. Stubbs here. Chico's been in getting some practice. Stubb doesn't believe in practice. He just comes in and starts banging about. Stubb's biggest fans in the building. Right. Let me just do, and that's it. The room should be going up right now, in fact. The room is up. Let's get in. Should be the right cloth colour. And Chico's already arrived. So, of course, it's still the winner's side. What I can't remember is if this is a round 3 match or round... I think it might be round 3. Let's have a look. No, it isn't. It's a round 4 match, so I'm wrong there. And the Albinario Bedhead match is a round 4 match also. But what we're really hoping for is that Stubb is going to get a test tonight, and Chico's not going to succumb and just be gifting him racks. You know, you want to see somebody giving Stubb problems rather than making his life easy. And so Stubb is just hanging off at the moment before he comes in. I'll have a quick drink. Now, of course, the other thing to bear in mind also is that Steve has done another update. So this is the first big tournament match, or the big match in this particular tournament where the rack has been changed again. So we'll see how that goes. So Chico is on the right, and Chico has won the lag. And the 3 ball has gone in. And he's no shot in the 1. In fact, he can barely see an edge of that 1 ball. And he needs to get cover. And he has done. Because he could only get a thin edge, so he's only ever going to bring that 1 ball into the table slightly with the amount of hit he could actually get on the 1. Now, Stubb is kicking, but he's not calling a pocket. Well, that's what I'm talking about, semi-pro. You know, don't just you know, just know when to wind it in and when to take your chances. I mean, straight away here, Chico's got a good chance because he's got a nice angle in the 4 to come back up table for this 5, and then the big test is how he lands in the 5, because the 6 will go, but you've only got a small window to get in that 6. And he might be hampered by the 10 here. Yeah, it couldn't have finished much worse, I don't think. This is horrible. But the cue ball should be heading in the right direction. He's just got to watch the scratch in the side pocket. Well, now Stubb can deal with the situation. Now he'll need to come down and have a quick look at this 5 ball just to see how much of it he needs to hit. It's just above the point. So he wants to thin it and come back down. And that pace looks good. It looks... well, it's fine. He can just drop through with the 7 into the other pocket. And that's Chico's chance. Probably come and gone there. And it all hinged on where the cue ball finished. Anywhere else, that cue ball was fine. It lands almost in front of the 10, and then he's got a problem. with his aiming, it hampered him. So welcome to everybody. I didn't notice all the names. I've been busy checking Facebook and stuff. But I think we'll have a long wait to see whether these changes on the rack are going to make any difference in the break. So Chico has lost a rack on his break, and of course alternate break it goes to Stubb now. Now the 4 ball went in top right, and again not a real shot in the one. You would think he would be looking to duck, but he's. I thought for a second there he would have thought he was looking at the combo. He's actually cutting it the other way. I would have thought, well, he's blasted the one in, and now of course he's looking to get a shot in the 2, and the spin has killed it. And once again, this table now, with ball in hand now, Chico simply must do this. He has to punish Stubb. If he doesn't get out here, then it doesn't do well for his chances, and it doesn't psychologically give him the balance with Stubb in the first 2 racks, because he's had the chance in the first one. He's now got a gilt edge chance in the second one, and immediately he's in trouble because he's might as well be stuck to the rail. He's got to push this cue ball, and now he's at distance. Oh dear, what's he done? He's fine. Thought that was maybe going to roll in front of the 8. Now this is what you can't do at the deeper end of these tournaments. You can't go gifting stuff, and also you can't go giving away opportunities and not making use of opportunities that you get. You just simply have to run out. If all the balls are there, you've got to run out. If you don't, you ain't going any further in this tournament. So Chico has to put himself into the hat as being a contender, and he can do that by playing sensible, solid, and cutting out the silly stuff. And again, he's got a tester, because this is all about the weight of shot. And now he's well overjudged that. This is not easy. Oh, it's just wiped its feet and gone in.
Let's watch a replay of that last shot.
Just gravity did its best there in the end. So the break back to Chico. Must be a ball still spinning. No, it's a 3 ball that's spinning. And the break's dry, I think. And Stubb just looking for the push out, I would imagine. Nope, he's gone for the kick again. Well, this is, to me, this is great news for Chico, because Stubbs just had a blast at that. And this is going to go ugly straight away, I think, unless it brushes past the 3. And it hasn't gone far enough. So we're 10 minutes away from the Albinario Bedhead match. And that's, well, it's a clever little shot for an emergency backup there for Chico. He's locked to 6 onto the 9, so now this rack's going to take a bit of sorting out. There's also a fair possibility here of a 3 foul. And Chico's actually brushed a 3. Well, he can get the 2 and 3 with ball in hand here, Stubb. The 4, there's a tiny window to get in on the 4 up top. Well, I'm not quite sure what Stubb's trying to do here. I mean, why would you stick yourself in front of the 6 and 9 and trying to pot a 3 ball into the side? That's a bit weird. I mean, if you're talking about making life more difficult for yourself, that was it. Now, he's got into the window onto that 4 ball. There's no way he's holding for the 5 unless he's trying to dig in and blast into the 10 ball and get lucky. He doesn't look as if he's doing that. But I think it's too thin a cut for him to even attempt that. Now he has to get the clean run. This looks good. But of course, if you look down at this 6 and 9, that isn't ideally set. That's going to the point. If he wants to have a kick at this 6 and 9, you can't get clean down to it. That's what he's going to be trying. But it looks to me that the line is taking it to that point. In fact, he's not interested. But I'll tell you something now, Chico will be, because Stubbs actually put that onto a more acceptable combo, and that was careless. Now this has got to go in, even though it's got to be pocket weight though. And that was careless by Stubb. And that's why you've got to watch what you're doing when you're playing those shots. The 6 ball's gone almost dead. And this is better weight. It needs to come off the rail though, so he can get into the cue ball. I mean, I like to see, I'm not against Stubb in any way in terms of playing. But what I hate seeing is players capitulating. And I want to see somebody making a match of it to get Stubb sweating. And that's now promising here for Chico. And Stubbs made a couple of silly errors there. The first one was getting himself where he was in the 6 and 9. He still potted the 3. He did well to get onto the 5, get the 4 and the 5. But then when he was looking at the safety in the 6 and 9, he's gone and set up the combo. And it cost him the rack. Big mistake there from Stubb. Just to mention as well, those 2 mistakes that Stubb made, the chat in the room has got 2 uppercase bullshits after each shot. Well, Chico, you know, again, it all hinges on getting nice in the 7, because this rack is home and hosed. As long as he doesn't sit on top of the 7, is the spin going to brush off it? Yes, it is. And now he's perfect. And this is all about taking the chances in tournaments. You know, you don't want to go in and end up in a sucker where you just can't get the job done. You want to be able to confidently pot the balls. And if you know what you're doing and can roughly move the cue ball into the spot, then your chances of running tables is fairly strong if the balls are all there. And Chico's done okay so far. The punishment's been administered, and it's a 3 racks to 1 lead. And Chico's break's given him the 7 ball, and this 1 ball may well squeeze past the 9. I think it does. I think he's got to get it really flush. If it catches a feather edge of the 9, it will probably still go in. I mean, it can go in clean, but he's still got to think about the cue ball. Yeah. And that's the problem, because he's now into that no man's land spot. It's not an easy pot. Again, the pace is good. He's got the cue ball running nice there. Well, I thought that 4 ball went past. Obviously doesn't. Nope. Oh dear, he's hit it too heavy. So now he's got a straight choice. He can duck for cover. He can have a go at the bank. I don't know that he actually played the pot there, but the end result's good. I think he played to run for cover, and Stubb kicking again, and this time he might have got a luckier roll. Oh, he certainly has done. Well, Chico should be blasting this and calling the 10. That's the obvious thing on here. He's got to call the 10. Well, he's calling safety. I'd be giving it a smack, because there's as good a chance of that getting in as anything else is. Well, he's not left anything easy for Stubb. The 4 doesn't bank. There's no room there. And he may well be looking to duck on this one. He's called safety. Oh, that's a cracking shot.
Let's watch a replay of that last shot.
That's an excellent shot. Absolutely stone dead. And suddenly, Stubbs in charge of the rack. Well, it all hinged on that good kill shot. That stun safety got Chico in trouble. And of course, when the balls are all there, Stubbs going to take advantage of it. So we are about a minute and a half away from Albinario and Bedhead. Stubbs break, the 7 ball goes in. And I don't think he's got the pot on in the 1. And now that 8 and 10, they are not set. Let's have a look at the 10. I was looking to see whether it was running towards that 5. It looks as if it might catch a bit of the 5. And well, again, this is awkward. He can barely see a bit of the 1. He's just trying to brush it along the rail. Now, I haven't, let me have a quick check. I haven't noticed that Albinario's arrived yet. Presume Bedhead's in away mode. In fact, I don't see either of them. Oh, there he is. Bedhead's there. So Albinario is still to arrive. And Stubbs clipped the 2-ball, trying to be delicate with a bit of spin. He's misjudged it, and once again, this is a table where they're all sitting there. Now, the good thing about where the 6-ball is that if you are out into the table and you take some of the 9-ball, you're still going to be on the 8. You know, you're going to be on the 8, no problem. But you still got to get that far. So that tournament room should be up. But still no Albinario. Now let's see whether he'll take any of this 9. He doesn't want to try and avoid the 9-ball if he doesn't need to, because the only danger is coming across into that side pocket. Yeah. Well, Albinario is late, and he's late by now almost 2 minutes. He might have done a Mr. Fox. And Chico's got himself all over the place in this 10-ball, and this is going to be painful with the way this table was sitting, that he's not been able to find his way out. That's a good point, Larry. Albie forgot. I know what I'll do. I'm just going to go onto Facebook, see if I can get a hold of him, in case he has forgot. That's a good bank. Cue ball's okay. Back in a sec. Right, I've sent a message to Albie. Well, how soon is soon, because he's now getting on for 4 minutes late. Meanwhile, Chico with a 4-2 lead. Well, has he arrived? It doesn't say Albinario has arrived. Oh, it does. There he is. So, we'll wait and see the end of this rack. But again, it's a rack that is begging to be ran out. I mean, again, there's absolutely no problem. Even I could run this. He's just got to leave that nice angle in the 8. You know, I mean, if he doesn't, he can roll and leave the 9 long, but I don't think he really wants to leave the 9 long. He wants to get on the rail for the 9 so that he's just killing the cue ball and taking the 10 into the side. That would be my plan, and I think Chico's in the same song sheet as I am, because that's probably what he's going to do. I think kill it stone dead, the 10 in the side, and Stubbs says unreal luck, UNREELLUK. Right, so we're going to have to keep an eye on this match, because we're heading for the main event of the evening between Albinario and Bedhead. And we will get in, and I'll get myself organised. Let's see if we can get this to work.
Welcome to VP4 TV. For our live stream, tonight we have a round 4 match for you in the 2022 10-Ball World Championship. It is a race to 17 racks. We have 2 titans of the virtual pool world, and they are both from Sweden. Let's hear it for Albinario and Bedhead.
Now, anybody else get problems with sound cutting out? Or the battery in their hearing aid draining? So this is also a round 4 match. Let me just get to the stub match on the bracket, just so that we can tab to it and keep an eye on it. And we'll just do the refresh. Hang on. So we're going to have a little tactical battle here. Everybody happy with the sound? Right, so Spectre's hearing aid is giving him problems, which is unfortunate. I'll have another quick drink. Now, I haven't got Discord on. I don't know whether Steve's going to be here or not. And if he does, he can knock on the door in the stream chat and let me know. Well, unfortunately, the text-to-speech website that I use doesn't have a Scotsman on it. Well, this is the old kick and hope here, but there is a line there, a tight line where this could go into the side pocket. But Bedhead will settle for that every day of the week. That is not a bad result, and I don't think Albinario is catching an awful lot of that 4 ball. I mean, that is really, really tight. There's no way I'd be able to hit that. But again, Albinario's eyes have got him there. And the difficulty here for Bedhead is getting away from the 4 ball, because you can only hit a certain section of it. And it's the way it's looking is that he's banking it up the table. Now, if it banks in a straight line, it's coming past the 8 down to the 6. Let's see what he does. Oh, it's come the other side of the 6. I thought I don't know whether he was doing anything with the cue ball, but I thought it might have held the line down that way. But as it is, it's Albinario. Really the first good opportunity to take this rack out against the break as well. So welcome to all the latecomers. Far too many to mention. I normally mention your names, but they all fly up the chat so quickly. So this is a problem because he's on the rail pretty much, and he's looking at catching some of that 9-ball, and he might jack up here. No, he's trying to use the 9, but he's got it thicker than he was anticipating, and now he's got a problem. Again, he's getting into the cue ball to avoid any threat of a scratch, and he's played it actually pretty good. He's just going to have to drop through in the short side and go as close as he dare here. I can't believe he's going to try and stun this out, is he? He's digging in as if he's threatening to do something like that. No, he's just drawing the pace off the cue ball, and he shouldn't have a problem with this. In fact, it'd be most unexpected if he misses this. It's well off the rail, so he can cheat the pocket that bit more. In it goes. Quick update. It's 5-3 to Chico. And of course, there's all these other matches that have started as well. There's, I think the other 2 matches have started at the bottom of the hour at 7:30. But those other 2 matches could be a bit of a bloodbath either way. I think you've got Jose against Cobra and Brainfill out against whoever it is, because I've totally forgotten. Who the hell's Brainfill out playing? Aye, Hairpig. Yeah, those 2 matches have just started as well. So push out played, and Bedhead has called the bank on the 1 past the 7, in between the 7 and 9. If he's playing it, looks as if he is. Now he needs a lucky roll, and he's got it. Now, I daren't go into this this tournament bracket and start skidding all over the place trying to find updates from the other matches. The only one I want to keep an update on is that one, which is still 5-3. Nice little combo. And Bedhead is finished just a wee tad short in this 2-ball. He's looking to respond quickly here. And suddenly it's went pear-shaped immediately, I think, has it? Yes, it has. I think he needs to jack up a bit more than that to get this spin to work. I don't think that's going to do it. Oh, it has done it. What do I know? Well, after getting himself out of trouble, he's fell foul of the 4-ball. And this is going to hurt. Because Albinario, what he very, very rarely does is, given opportunities like this, it's a rare day in VP4 that he's going to miss out this opportunity to pinch the rack. And commentator's curse has done it, because he's well overcut that 5-ball, and Bedhead has got out of jail. Well, how about that for a jinx? That was a classic. And this is just holding its line. And I'm sure Bedhead wasn't expecting to get another go at this. I've just thought of another feature for the tournament system. And the feature is on this page here. Rather than going into the bracket, the feature is that the matches, see, the problem is that's the schedule. It shows you the matches that are in the schedule. When they go live, they come off the schedule. It'd be handy if they actually the scores and the updated scores here rather than having to get into the bracket, but that's me just complaining. Quick look. Cobra is 1-0 up against Jose. Where's the other match? Hairpig is 1-0 up against Brainfill Out. Chico is 6-3 up against Stub. And I've just hit the wrong tab again. Well, that may well be a stone dead combo, but I don't know. I think he can get to it. Yeah, that's not an issue. The 1 and 9, 2 balls in the open, 4 balls there. And again, with this type of setup, Bedhead has to take it out. He might have gotten himself a bit too straight in this. Yep, he's way too straight, and he doesn't want to be trying to pinch anything in this 2-ball. He might have to just come back and leave them more awkward cut in the 4, which then doesn't make it quite as simple to get in the 5. He's looking to just do that, I think. He's just looking to come back, but he's overjuiced it slightly. Now this wants to finish back on that left side of the 7, like where it is now. And now he's got a good angle, so this is the one that decides the rack. The pot and the 5, because he's got to be on the 6. There's no way he can't be on it, other than a scratch the side. And that cue ball's taking a horrible line. And an ounce more on that, and it was in. Now he's jacking up to leave it as straight as he can. Well, he's got a slight angle. Now, does he want to run forward and all the way down the table? I don't think so. I think it's straight enough that he can come back, no problem. So, around and out, if he's got enough angle to work with. He doesn't want to run into the 10, so he's stunning it off the rail and out. Again, you've got to see that type of problem. You know, a lot of the times you might want to run forward and come around the 2 rails and out for the 10, but if you don't like the path, then you have to have the alternative route, which is coming back. But that's a job well done for Bedhead. Break goes back to Albinario. And Albinario hasn't moved the cue ball yet. Well, he's moved it up to the line, but he's going central. 9 ball gets kicked in, but
Oh dear, outside, never mind.
well, the scratch and the break. Ball in hand for Bedhead. The table's ugly. And if the worst comes to the worst, he can have an Albinario in a pile of trouble in a minute or 2. That's unless Bedhead gets some sort of opportunity to try and disturb something. But the problem with that is where the 4 ball is. The 4 ball's not going anywhere fast. It doesn't go past the 6. And the chances are he's going to be looked to duck for cover here in a minute or 2, I would think. And he can certainly do it off the 3 right now. He could just run off this 3 and up table. Now he's going for the cut, which means he's probably trying to get himself in such a way in the 4 that he can leave Albinario in trouble. Well, he's trying to get the bottom side. He's made a good effort at it. Now here's the shot that wins the rack. The angle in the 4 is perfect for a bump. Now if it bumps and double kisses the 8, it might not improve anything. The chances are he'll still have the shot in the 5. He's played the bump. They've split nice. And he's going to be running out this rack. And that was the problem. The only thing that could be the issue, and he's dealt with it. Perfect little angle in the 4 ball. Little bump. He's come out onto the 5, smelling the roses. May well just end up playing this 7 long. And again, if he can get himself, might be into the side as a matter of fact. He's having to cut the 6 more, so 7 into the side. Fairly straightforward 8 and a long 10 is a good strong start here for Bedhead. So we'll give him this rack. Let's have a quick look at the bracket. Just a roll in the 10 now. It's now 6-4 to Cheeky Chico. And it's now 3-1 to Bedhead with the break. In this race to 17. And again, another ball in the break. And it's going to have to be a 1. Is he calling the 9? Because the 1 looks way too tight past the 9. But that 9's got plenty of room off the cushion. He just has to get the general line right here, and the 9's got to go in. If it hits a fair chunk of the 9, it's still got to go in, I would think. Yeah. So now we know where the major issue is. He's got to be thinking, how the hell does he deal with the 4 ball? Because that 4 ball is right in the corner. Now, he's got to look at coming over here and sort of probably going off the rail or something. I don't think it would help him a lot going straight towards the 4. Let's see how he plays this. Is he going to play for the double kiss, or is he drawing off this? Well, I got a double kiss there, and that's finished. Not too bad. I'm pretty certain that was a double kiss. It hit the 4. The 4 comes back, and then straight in the pocket off the cue ball. Oh, that's a bit tricky. I think he's got enough of the 6 though. A bit of inside right to go to the short rail and straighten up into the middle of the table, I think. No, he's playing it way gentle to try and take it into the side. And he tried to hold off the pace of the cue ball, and he's left it a wee bit tricky. I thought he was going to come up into the middle of the table there. That looked like the safer route to me. Yeah, and that's what's undone him there. I don't know why he tried to get really cute there, but he's gifted a chance for Albinario here. So I think that was the wrong shot choice there by Bedhead. I think he should have played the safe route, got well into the table. It would have made his life an awful lot easier. And he's now going to pay the price. And it's amazing how simple little shot choices can be so punishing. And Albinario's back on his tail with the break. But Albinario, well, 7 ball has gone in. 2 balls thinking about it as well. And the 1 ball's going to have to be the combo onto the 4, and the 3 ball is not going anywhere fast either. It's awkward. But the good thing about where the 2 ball is it gives you a good chance of at least getting below the 3. Let's have a look at the 3. Plenty of room for it up the table. So again, he's, once he pots this 4 ball, this 1 ball may well go to the short rail here. Oh, he's not cut it enough. So Bedhead is going to have to deal with the problem up ahead. And he can see there's plenty of room for the 3 ball down into this bottom right hand corner past the 8 ball. It's a question of whether he can get nice on the 2 that'll allow him to do that. Well, this is not great. He would have needed that angle to be open a bit more to make it easier to stun and soft draw off the 2 to drop behind the 3. The 3's nowhere near any sort of combo. And he's trying to get the bump. And he hasn't scratched, but now he's going to have to try and run for cover somewhere. And that problem was where he finished on the 2. With the 2 sitting there and this cue ball up at this angle, there's no way he could pot the 2 and hold the cue ball below the 3 or top side of the 3 as we look, and that's what's caused that problem. Well, he's trying to use the 9, I think, but he hasn't been too successful, and Albinario will be all over this like a rash. And again, immediately, this is the rack decider. This shot here, if he pots the 3, the rest of the rack is just taking care of business. And he should be out. Quick look at the bracket. Cheeky Chico is now 6-5 up against Stubb. So Stubb's coming back into it. Quick look at the other matches. Hairpig is 3-1 up against Brainfield out. And Cobra is 4-0 up against Jose. And that's looking like pretty much how we thought it would go. And this rack's going how I thought it would go as well. As soon as Albinario got to the table, there was never a doubt. And this match is one of these ones where early on it's looking as if it's going a long distance into the night. So Albinario back on par. Seven ball needs to get bumped in by the cue ball, and it has done. Oh, this, let's have a look. Well, I think he can use the 5 and the 9 here as a blocker. He can push the 1 past the 9, and he's got to be using the 9 and the 5 as the blocker for the shot in the 1. He's got loads of room to do that. He just has to trust his control here. That looks like what he's doing. No, it's not. He's jacking up big time. And that, well, that might work out, but it's not the way I would have played it. I would have just let it run, because the chances are you're using some or all of the 5 ball, I think. The line wasn't that, or the angle wasn't that sharp that 1 ball was going to bounce way up the table like that. But to have jacked up to kill the cue ball, he's got away with it. Now, this is not difficult to hit for Albie. In fact, he's called it up table into the top corner. Looks as if he's going a bit wide. Yeah, he's went inside. He's hit the rail first here. Didn't quite get the line. But the main goal of that shot is to not leave it easy for Bedhead, and he's certainly not done that. And that 1 ball doesn't go. But there's a difficulty here with the safety of the 6 balls in the way. That's the other problem. Yeah, he's called the 10 because he's just trying to bank this 1 up the table out of the way. That's all he's really worried about, is getting distance and using some of these balls for cover. He had to miss the 2, and that's ended up a good shot. And now, of course, we have an 8-10 combo that isn't dead set but can be easily made. But this cue ball could glance off the 1 and bump into them. Oh, Albinario's gone inside this time. Went wide in the last one. He's gone inside in the next kick. And again, Bedhead's just having a good look around the table so he knows where he's going. I keep saying it, but it's the one thing you must always do, is don't make a move. I keep saying it and I'll keep repeating it. Don't make a move till you know where you're going. It's a good practice to be in. It's a good practice mode to be in. Is to know where you're going before you make that first move. And he may well already have decided that where the 6 ball is, down the bottom here, he's going to be playing the 8-10 combo. I can't believe he's going to try and break them out when the 6 ball is down at this bottom left-hand corner. It makes it so easy to get in a reasonable position to be able to play that 8-10 combo. And it's a combo that you're fully committed to, and you play at a nice gentle pace to give the 10 ball every chance to go in. And I think that's what he could be trying to bump here, mind you. No, he isn't. I think common sense has prevailed. I thought he might have tried something daft there and still guarantee he was going to have a shot in the 5, but he didn't take that bait. So this is he's got himself reasonably straightish in the 6, so he can get this cue ball into a spot where he should be able to play that combo without a great deal of trouble. Well, I've got to keep up with your prediction, semi-pro. And what I was saying there is on this side of the screen here, just in that little window, and this would be player's choice if you were in the tournament or a spectator. You could have a live score panel there that just shows you match scores as they update off the bracket rather than having to tab to the bracket. I did change the key. I changed it to my my backspace. Not the backspace, the delete button. The big delete button next to the home key. I don't think that would be wrong. Having, you know, it's a window. It's a bit like the help tab. See how the help tab comes up like that. Now you hit F1 to bring up the help tab and F1 to get rid of it. You should be able to hit another F button and bring up the live scores tab on the left hand side of the screen, and you could watch them update as you're playing, or hit the button to view them and then hit the button to get rid of them, just like the help button. And then that way I wouldn't have to keep tabbing backward to the bracket every minute or two. Oh, now that's landed plumb, unmissable. So we've got a tied match. Well, Albinario's taking his time, but there's no way. I don't think there's any way he can miss this. He's given it an awful lot of look. I mean, this just needs a little brush slightly to the left, and he's got a nice gap. It's never going to be missed, this. I don't know why he's taking so long about it. All he needs to do is hit that 9 there, and the 10 always goes in. The only thing I worried about there was the pace of the cue ball, because it's ran down the table there, could have easily scratched. But we're back to level terms. And Bedhead's break is yet another one to the dry break collection that we've had in this tournament. And Albinario has the shot in the 1. No problem getting on the 2. And he's going to have to work the cue ball a bit here, because I don't believe he wants to be trying to cheat the 3 past the 8 up the table. So he's got to try and get out into the table. And I haven't the foggiest what that was. I don't know what he's trying to do there, because that's absolutely in no man's land. And probably the worst shot he's played tonight so far. But an easy enough safety though. Strange shot there from Albinario. Oh, we're all square, are we? With Cheeky Chico. And we're obviously going to keep a good eye on that match, and we'll jump into it as it gets to the business end. And that's a good result for Bedhead. And just to point out something, you obviously don't see any of the audience members sitting around here, because this is a private area. You know, all of these seats here, they're unoccupied. What you don't see is up above there is the executive boxes where the audience are sitting. That's why you don't see any audience members sitting down in the seats there. because it's too close to the table and it would annoy the players. So they've hired out all the executive boxes upstairs. That's where the audience are. Well, this is how Bedhead likes them. This is the Bedhead cut. Needs a good one to go on the 4. Now it's taking a good enough line, it's going to open up. And this is going to take an even better shot because I think he's got to dig into the cue ball, play the cut in the 4, and draw off the 6 back into play. So he comes away from the 9 and he has a clean shot in the 5. That's what I'd be sort of thinking. I mean, you've got to go full-blooded for it. It looks as if he's brushing off the 6 the other way to go forward. And the cue ball has gone forward. It has come around and he was on the 5. Problem was the cut was not a gimme on that 4 ball. And Albinario now on Bedhead's break, remember, has a chance to take the lead. Well, it should be fairly straightforward. Little gentle draw off the 6. Or a little stun, whatever he's comfortable with. I would have probably drawn that. But again, it's just whatever you're more happy with, what comes natural. As long as you get the end result. Now, is this Al beginning into the lead for the first time? I've lost track what was happening early on. There might have been the odd rack here or there at the beginning. Now, Bedhead was up 2-1, wasn't he? Was he up 2-1 or 3-1? I think he was up 3-1. But anyway, he's now trailing 5-4. Albinario breaks off. 3 ball goes in bottom left. 1 ball is there or thereabouts over the pocket. Cue ball is clean to the 1 ball. 2 ball is open in the middle of the table past that 7. 4 ball likewise, and this rack is over. This is going to be a 2 rack gap. Well, the 8 ball goes past the 9, so there's no problem with that. For the 8 ball to get into this bottom left hand corner pocket, there's room to get the 8 ball past there. Yeah, he's just got a wee bit more angle in the 2 than he would have liked. So now he's playing the 4 long. I think he wants to leave the cue ball more or less where it is to leave that angle in the 5, unless he wants to risk drawing back the way to leave an angle in the 5. I would leave the cue ball there, because that way you're guaranteed to have the angle. Yeah, that's what he's done. And it's amazing the amount of players in VP4 don't even think about something as simple as that there that Albinario's just done. You know, you want to make sure you're playing the shot that leaves you the guaranteed angle. So, you know, he went forward a little bit, made sure he had that angle, rather than drawing back to try and get on that, where he could have ended up ugly with the angle. That was surefire guaranteed he was going to have the angle. And this is what a lot of players in VP4 need to be doing. They need to be thinking ahead and playing that shot that gets them there, and many of them fall short of that. Dead straight in the 9. But the inevitable has happened here. Wide open table. And more often than not, Albinario is going to find his way out. So 6 racks to 4 in favour of Albinario. Going a bit wider on the break here, Bedhead. 3 ball running around. It's dry. Quick look at the bracket, and Stubb has gone into the lead. It's 8 racks to 7 against Cheeky Chico. And Cobra is 7-2 up against Jose. And Hairpig is 4 racks all with Brainfail out. So that match is running close. Oh shit. Right. Just tab that back up to there and leave it. Oh, this is really ambitious here from Bedhead. He's called the 2-4 combo. But I think in the end of the day, he was trying more to get this sort of reasonably safe, but that isn't. I don't know whether that's safe enough. Can you see the edge of that to cut it? Maybe not. But Albinario should certainly be able to duck away with the cue ball here. I mean, he can bank this 2 up the table and tuck in behind that 4 every day of the week. And he's duly obliged. And Bedhead's now in a heap of trouble here, more from the point of view that he's trailing by 2 racks, and this next shot could have a big bearing in the outcome of this rack. That 6 ball will go clean. It's just tucked away behind the 8, but there isn't a problem there. And Bedhead has tried to create a problem. He's decided that the best policy is maybe just to try and lock something up. Now Albinario, with ball in hand, he's got a decision to make, whether it's worthwhile trying to risk to get to that 4 and 5, or whether it might be wiser just to try and stick Bedhead on 2 fills if he can. And well, it was a clever idea breaking the 4 and 5 up, and he's got cover. The only problem is that the 5 ball has gone in amongst the little 2 ball cluster to a 3 ball cluster and created a problem there. So this rack is going to have to be resolved in some other way. And if Bedhead, well, that's the best thing that's probably happened there, is that he hasn't bumped to 5 in the 8. But once again, Albinario has a choice to make. I mean, he can lock Bedhead up good and proper here with ball in hand. He has to be tight on that 5. If he's not tight on it, he can leave the rail there, and he's tight enough on it. And then that stops the shot to the long rail to get to that 2 ball. Well, the pot is going to be available to Albi this time. And it's bouncing fairly nicely. So now the big decision to come. Can he get himself an angle on this 4-ball where he can get a nudge? And he's done that. And he now wants to bump the 8-ball if he can. It doesn't look as if he's doing that though. He's happy playing this combo. Now, when he's playing the combo, he's hitting a big chunk of the 8-ball. In fact, he's decided against it. Is he playing the billiard in the 10? Yes, he is. He's called the billiard in the 10. Well, again, he's got away with it. Bedhead having a quick look around. I'll have a quick look. It's now 8 racks all with Chico and Stubb. Well, he tried to judge the pace in behind the 10. He hasn't got it. And what's more, there's a shot on the 5. But looking at it from Albinario's position, this is not pretty at all. He's right on the rail pretty much. And he's really got to just focus on potting this 5-ball and leaving the long cut past the 10 on this 6. That's all he's really able to do there. So this is the one that should decide the rack. One good pot in the 6. Really for a 3-rack lead. Because the cue ball's heading back down south here towards us. And he's bound to have some sort of sight in the 7-ball. Trying to hold for it in the bottom corner. He's gone a wee bit the other side, but he's still got a nice enough angle. And of course, again, this is on Bedhead's break. And that's well played. And now there's alarm bells ringing here for Bedhead, because not only is he going to be trailing by 3, he's going to have to sit there and watch Albinario break off in the next rack, and just hoping that things don't go too well for Albi. Because if they do, then there is definitely a crisis on for Bedhead. Well, I think the first part's gone in Bedhead's favour, because Albinario has come up dry. The other thing that's gone Bedhead's way is that these balls are broken very nicely. He's got a fair shot in the 1-ball, 2 balls wide open. He's got loads of room to come back down for the 3. The 4-ball is the problem. Because once again, it's not just about getting on the 3. He has to be on the 3 in such a way that he can manoeuvre the cue ball to the right side of the table past that 5-ball. Or at least further up the table to take the 4 into the right side pocket. That would probably the pocket choices as to where that ball's going to go, top left or side pocket in the right hand side. And I think he's done the worst thing here and gone fairly straight in this 3-ball. So he's just stunning past the 5. That's good enough. And then the next problem is, well, this could be even worse of a problem. Well, that's a big positional error there by Bedhead. He shot himself straight in the foot, and now he's got the kick, and it's a big kick in hope because he's staring at a 4-rack deficit right now. And it should be the case that with ball in hand, Albinario will get this job done. So now Bedhead can't make much progress in reducing this deficit without the able assistance of his Swedish opponent. Now again, it looks simple enough, but what you still want is an angle on that 9-ball over the pocket. Now he's got enough to work there with a bit of spin to get out. He's going a bit of left just to nudge it around and out. Well, big pressure on Bedhead this next rack. He's going to be breaking. Well, that sort of died, didn't it? I mean, 2 or 3 of the balls ran around, but the rest of them seemed to sort of just die. And not only that, die and dry is the outcome of that break. And Albinario once again has a starter on the 1 ball. Let's have a look at that 3 ball. Well, it obviously doesn't go past the 5. You can get to it from this side. It's not going to be easy though. But he's got enough angle there. He's just got to miss the traffic to see that 3 ball. Oh, well, he's managed to miss the traffic. But he's run into the old VP4 jaws. I missed my button there. That was the one I was trying to find there, that one. Who's the new boy? What one are you talking about, Azad? Mike C. I must have missed that in the chat. Well, Bedhead now is already in dire straits here. He's missed the kick. Ball in hand for Albinario. And Bedhead says it himself in the chat. He says going off the rails. Well, the skids have certainly gone under him. Quick look at the bracket. And we'll see that it's now 10-9 to Cheeky Chico against Stubb. And if we look at the one loss side, it's 6-4 to Hairpig. He was tied all square there at 4 racks all, so he's got another 2 under his belt. And meanwhile, Cobra's making the inevitable charge to the finishing line in the match against Jose. It's 10 racks to 2, and that'll be all but over in the next 10 minutes or so, I would suggest. Oh, I hate this bloody thing. I hate it. That's better. So it's now 10-all. Well, we might be jumping back over into that match a bit sooner than what we thought. If this pattern continues here, as it's going to do in this rack, Albinario, I think, has got enough angle he can pinch off the 7 ball, come off the long rail, go wide to the right, get nicely on the 8. So now he has a decision to make. Does he go forward and down the left side, or does he chip and come back right? He might have too high an angle for comfort to be playing that shot. Let's see. Yeah, oh, he's going forward and going down the right. The angle is better than what it looked like. And suddenly, there's dark days ahead here for Bedhead. If he's going to stay in the winner's side, he's going to have to battle. But he's going to have to get help. Well, I've missed half the comments. Well, welcome anybody, whoever you are. What's the VP4 name? There was a guy signed up to VP4 the other day there. We were talking to him in the chat. He was asking why he couldn't play snooker, and I told him how he couldn't play snooker, and he went and registered as a new player. I'm trying to remember his name. I can't remember that. But anyway, it's 9 racks to 4 for Albinario in this all Swedish battle. And, well, the 1 ball cuts in the side. The 2 ball will come back up the table. And he will have to then manufacture the combo in the 2 and 4. Presuming it doesn't pass the 2 and 4, does it? No. Now he needs to make sure he doesn't run too far, like that. And he scratched, and so here is the first bit of assistance that Bedhead has now got in the position he's in. He's got the combo to start with, and then he's got to find his way out for a 2 rack swing here, and immediately it's gone funny. I mean, it's always a case that he can pot the 2. It's where the cue ball's travelling though that's the problem. Well, he's bumped to 3. And has he bumped it too far? Well, he's bumped it far enough that he's going to have to play it into the corner. And again, these pockets will not give you anything as soon as you catch one of the knuckles. And Bedhead is struggling to get out. And that's his chance has come and is gone in this rack. Now, if he wants to be 100% certain here, he can stun along that short rail on the top, but he's leaving the 6 long. He looks as if he's putting bottom and right on it as well to miss that 10 ball. Yeah, he's got the spin, and the spin has got him into a pretty good line in the 6. The angle's nice, he can cut the 6, nip off that long rail on the left, and back over to the right above the right side pocket, and he should be sitting fairly nicely on the 7. Yeah, I mean, Albie's turning the screw, but Albie's only doing what he will do given the opportunity. The problem is Bedhead has had the chances there. That particular chance he's had, and it's gone, and everything from now on has to go for Bedhead, because every time he fails, he's going further and further behind. So Albinario moves on to double figures, and he already may well be too far in front for Bedhead to get back into this. Well, rack number 11 looks dry. Quick look at the bracket. It's now 10 racks all with Stubb and Chico. And further over, we'll see that Hairpig is now 8 racks to 4 up against Brainfield out, so he's won 4 in a row. And Cobra is on the hill, 12 racks to 2 up against Jose, so that result will be coming in any minute now, I would think. And, you know, Jose's got about as far as he was going to get in the tournament, especially when you start bumping into players of Cobra's quality. It's a step too far for Jose, but he's still done well to get where he's got to in the tournament. Because if I'm right in thinking, let me just go back to have a quick look at that bracket. Now, where the hell? Let me just find that. Let me just find that tab there. Because if we look at who he's played. I mean, Albinario put him to the one-loss side. He's had a good a good win against. No, hang on a minute. He had a 17-13 win against Shibo in round 2, and then he ends up bumping into Albinario. So I mean, you know, that's not fair for Jose, having to play 2 of the strongest players in the game. But on the one-loss side, where the hell is it again? Yeah, that was a round 2 match. That's right. That was how Jose ended over into the one-loss side. So I mean, he didn't get exactly the easiest of draws in the world, did he? Oh, there we go. There's our spam crap again. Well, that's the 4 ball up the top of the table. Well, I think it's actually gone awkward both ways. He's bumped to 5, made it slightly more awkward, and he's gone pretty straight on the 4. And I think Bedhead was trying to coax the cue ball to find the angles there, but it was too straight. But he's played a good shot there. Tucked that ball away very nicely. And he's also got rid of the kick from this end of the table. That 8 balls in the way. So he's now having to go maybe 1 or even 2 rails just to chip the 5 if he can. Well, he's caught the 6, so once again, ball in hand for Bedhead. Good evening to Slim. Yeah, the moderator should be all over that like a rash. As soon as you see that, just hit the button or whatever the hell it is you do to get rid of them. Looks as if he's looking to stun straight across into the line. And that's a good enough angle in the 8. He can go to the rail, come back out. I mean, he could dink this in and still leave himself on the 9 from that side, which is what he's decided to do. I mean, any other day he could have probably stunned that in and went across, but maybe Bedhead's just not feeling quite comfortable enough at the moment. This won't give him a great deal of comfort either. He's still going to be trailing by 5. And yeah, I prefer that. I prefer that buggy look when they're calling a shot when you put it into that second camera mode. I prefer that. So anyway, it's a job well done in the end for Bedhead. Long way to go though. Albinario is going in the narrow break again. And again it looks dry. And immediately Bedhead has a shot in the 1, but straight away he's got a big problem. He's having a look at the path of the 2 ball. Well, it doesn't go past the 3, so he can forget that. And the angle that he's got in the 1 is not great in terms of getting to this other side of the 2. So when you end up in a situation like this is where you take your medicine. You pot the 1, make sure that you can see the 2, and hopefully in such a way that, excuse me, I've had a drink so I've got the hiccups again, that you can actually put your opponent in trouble. Now, he's having looked down here. He looks as if he's going all out for the 2-3 combo. And this is nowhere near a gimme. Although he hasn't called anything. Not yet. Oh, this is a big shot. I'm trying to hide the website you're going to, Hugh. Well, he got the combo. What he didn't get was the roll of the ball. No, he didn't get the combo. The 3 ball's still on the table. I was reading the chat there. I thought that was Bedhead still at the table. Well, he's got a roll of the ball because he hasn't left a shot on for Albinario. That's what happens. You turn your eyes away from the screen. Oh, the double kiss. The double kiss. And once again, though, the angle in the 2 is taking the cue ball to this end of where the 3 ball is. There's not really an awful lot he can do other than take the pot. I don't know whether he might catch the 4. He's avoided that. He's trying to play it gentle to hold for the 3, and he's made a pretty good effort at it. Well, every visit Bedhead makes now simply has to count. You know, he's just at that point where the match is running away from him. It's on the brink of really being dead and buried, unless he can take this out. And a few other assistances need to happen, though. Now, how does that look from his end? This is again just a wee bit funny. He's played the big stunt because that's what it needed, and now he's in a reasonable line. Now again, looking ahead, he takes the 7 ball, he gets on the 8. Now how he finishes off this 8 ball is going to be what matters, and whether he's going to go a couple of rails to come around and out behind the 9, or whether he's going to be dropping the 8 in to be on the 9. And if he does that, he doesn't want to be short in the 9 where he's bumping the 10 if he can help it. And now he's finished in that spot where he is pretty straight in this 8. So he has to make that decision right now. It could be just a little dink in and 9 into the side, but he doesn't want to be brushing into the 10. And that's fine. That's fine. So it's another one back for Bedhead. But Bedhead's break is yet another dry one. And once again, I mean, I think one thing I've noticed from Bedhead's breaks, Albinario's pretty much always been on the 1 ball. Have you noticed that? When Bedhead's come up dry, Albinario's been looking at the 1 ball in some pocket somewhere. That's at least 4 times that I can count in my head that Albinario's had this set up. He's came to the table and he's always had a shot in the 1. And more racks, more often than not. Right, while he's on the 2, which we'll give him, because he's got to stun out into the gap for the 3, unless he just brushes off the 4 slightly. Yeah, he's just dinking through. Quick look, it's 11 racks all in the match with Chico and Stubb. I haven't seen the result coming through from the Cobra match. Have I missed that? Anyway, Hair Pig is now 9-5 up against Brainfill out. And the Cobra result has gone through, so I've missed that. It must only appear in the chat, in the lobby. Oh no, there it is now. It suddenly appeared now. That was like 10 minutes late, I think, and appeared in the chat, unless I'm just totally blind and never noticed it. Did he? Well, you see how long that took to appear in the room? Wait, what time is it? 20. Oh, aye, it was 10 minutes ago. Well done to Cobra. Unlucky to Jose. Now, we're going to give Albinario this rack here. Cobra's now through to play machine, so that's going to be a good matchup. There's going to be a time zone difference as well. Machine in the States, Cobra in the UK. So the only other matches to keep an eye on The one with Hairpig and Brainful out. Hairpig seems to be getting a grip on that match. He's got a 4-rack gap. And of course the other one that we're paying attention to is the one with Stubb, and Stubb is now taking the lead again. So 11 racks to 6. And again, these balls are broken great for Albinario, but none's gone in. But look at how lucky Bedhead gets with the dry break from Albinario. He's going to have to play the bank or duck for cover. Well, that might not be good enough. He's left enough of the one ball. But Albinario's not taking the bait. He's deciding to keep things tight. And why not? He doesn't have to take risks. It's Bedhead that has to be doing that. Again, he'll call the one into the corner because there's a strong chance it might go in, but I don't know whether he can get the line back past that 4 ball, can he? I don't think the angle was there, but he'll accept that outcome. My breaks were worse after the latest update. Oh, I'll tell you, we're never going to get a happy medium with this thing. I think Steve he best leave well alone, because what he's done is he's opened the pack. The pack opens well, but the ball just don't head to pockets. So Bedhead now. Same situation once again with ball in hand. He's got an immediate problem straight away. And not only potting the one, but getting good out onto this 2 ball. And I'm just going to blow my nose. And like I said, he had to get good on that 2 ball, and that's not ideal. I mean, he has the angle, but it's a bit more than he would really be needing to work with to be comfortable. And he has to use the rail here, because he daren't draw off it, and he's content to leave the high Bedhead cut. Now, it's just off the rail by 2 or 3 millimetres. The cue ball's running loose though. He's got no idea whether he's going to have a shot in this 4. Unless he's trying to dink this really gentle. I don't think that's the best move if he ever thought of that. I think this is one where you just hope he's putting left on it, and this makes it even more difficult that he catches the proper edge of this 3. You see, that's the problem. He put a bit of left on it there to try and bring it past the 4 like he has done, but that's caused him to miss the 3. And that 3 ball is just far enough out from the pocket to be chipped in. And I'd be very surprised if Albinario couldn't squeeze this around the 4 and just catch enough of that knuckle and ball at the same time. Yeah, plenty of room. But there's the problem. He can play the 4 inside the 5 and pot the 8, which is what he's doing. He has to be again thinking about the cue ball because he doesn't want to leave himself no shot in the 4 if he's just playing it dead weight to the pocket. And it's going to, if it catches the rail and part of the 8 ball, oh, he's actually played the 5. Oh, that's a good way of sorting problems. Just get rid of them all in the one shot. So Stubb now with a 2-rack lead, and well, that's the first time Stubb's been in a 2-rack lead. I think he's been in a 1-rack lead once or twice, but that might have taken a turn for the worse for Chico then. And this match is now rapidly running away big time for Bedhead. Two ball. Two ball and a shot in the 1. Well, there's a miracle. It might be too late though, because although he's dead straight on the 1, what does he do with the 3 ball? Because there's not much you can do with the cue ball. If he tries to pinch a bit, which is what he's trying to do, and he's got there, I think. I think he's got there. He can only just dink this in and leave the 4 long. This is still awkward. I think he can get through for the pot. Yeah. Now, this is again a problem. The biggest problem here is the 7 ball being there. Other than that, this was a fairly straightforward, stun it in and stun across. And he's trying to get into the gap, and that's a great shot.
Let's watch a replay of that last shot.
So he's now got to capitalise on that. Got to find his way out. Right, look. Still 13-11 to Stubb. Oh dear. Trying to stun to the railing out, and he's overcut it. And he might have got away with it. He might have got away with it. It's not past the 50-yard line, so this will cut into the side very thin. It will go. Cue ball's running all over the shop though, but it does cut thin. But it's well controlled. And it's certainly not gone Bedhead's way. He's not found comfortable shape for most of the match. Played a good shot there in that rack to get a narrow position. but then couldn't follow it through. Well, there's the assistance that you need, Bedhead. Albinario's caught the disease, and this ball is just on. Well, I mean, you don't want to be trying to use much of this. You just want to get out far enough. A bit like that. That's good enough. And VP4, whenever you start digging down to play that sort of stun, you have to get that line through, because as soon as you play that pace and it catches that knuckle, they don't go in. But it's going to be another complimentary rack to Bedhead. Cue ball.
Tonight we have a round 4 match for you.
Oh, wrong one.
Oh dear, how sad, never mind.
Well, this is going to be a killer, because there's no way that's dead set. I mean, he's called the 10. He's looking to try and bump the rail, catch the 7 and go in. I don't think that's on. It looks as if it's going behind it. Yeah. But he's looking for the other part of the deal, and that's to get good cover in the 1, which he's managed to do. Now that 10 ball is still in a dangerous spot, so you've got to be careful with your safeties, and Albinario's got to be careful with the pace that he's playing this at. And he's certainly not playing it hard enough to bring the 1 ball up the table into play, and that is a pretty good outcome. You know, 1 ball will cut. It's by no means easy, presuming that Bedhead can actually see it, which he can. Now this is tough, and it's even tougher when you're trailing by 5 racks. And he's overcut it so much it's come well away from the pocket, and once again he's left it sitting plumb for Albinario. Quick double check, and we'll see that Chico's nipped 1 back. 14-12 to Stubb. Well, it's not looking that there's like there's any sort of combo going to be played in that 10 ball. It looks as if the way things are lying here at the moment, that Albinario is just going to play for the clean run out. Again, this is just a sort of dead weight cut to just stop the cue ball running too far up past this 4 ball if he wants to stay here without trying to go to other rails. But he's a bit high on it, and he has to get the 3 ball to the hole. This is tricky if that's what he's trying to do. Well, he's coming inside the 4, and that's the better shot, because I mean, it's handy that he bumped to 8 as well. And now he can just gently roll the 4 in, and everything's dead easy. Well, presuming he's looked at the 7 ball and it goes past the 8. Well, that is weird. I think Albinario took everything for granted there. I think he never even looked at the 7 where it was going and assumed that it went past the 8 ball. What about that for a numpty shot? Well, he ended up playing the combo to dig himself out a hole.
Last shot.
That was a good rig. Oh, tell it wasn't the combo, it was the billiard he had to play. I'll tell you, he's got away with that one. Well, again, strange things are happening.
Let's watch the replay of that last shot.
Good night, ladies.
Oh, wrong button. So Bedhead has typed something in the chat and run out of his extension. Is that what he did there? But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's another rack to Albinario. Still 14-12 to stub. 10 ball. Oh, this rack is going to be over pretty quickly because if Albinario, well, he can't pot it past the 6. I think he's going to be wise. He's got to be wise and pot the 10 as the push out. Yeah, that match is running away from Chico. Stubbs coming good at the right time, late into the match. Now, Albinario has been put back in, and he didn't risk trying to play that crazy combo in the 6. He's done the next best thing, and he's ducked for cover. Now, it's not a difficult hit. It's easy enough to kick behind the 1. And again, Bedhead just has to hope he gets a nice roll out in the balls here. Well, he's called one. I don't know what pocket he's called it into though, but I mean, he's not really. I think he's called it maybe in this bottom pocket in case he kicked it in. Now, has it gone far enough? I think it has. Albie can't get to pot this. I think he's got. The other problem is he might struggle to avoid a double kiss here in this 1 ball. I think that's part of the problem with this shot. That there's no room in that corner. He's jacking up. And he's avoided the double kiss. But I don't think he's got cover. So Bedhead now has a chance to put Albie in trouble here. And he really should do. I mean, he's got that 9 and 10 ball to work with, so he should be having Albie in trouble. And he has done. $15-13. Well, I think that At this moment in time, I think we should jump over and have a look at what's happening in this match. Because there's a fair chance that this one's going to be finished before the other one. And Chico's at the table. And, well, that is not anywhere near a dead set 4-10 combo. The 4 obviously goes into the side. But he's looking to make this 4-10 combo. Well, this is vital. So this has to be cut a bit more than he maybe thinks, this 4 ball. Oh, he's played it well.
Let's watch a replay of that last shot.
So Chico back to within 1. What the hell's happened here? Hang on a minute. Here Pig's come on strong at the end there. I think he was, what, 4 racks all? But Stubb now can get himself onto the hill here. Just a roll in the 6. And I think he's ended up dead straight in this 8 ball though. Yeah, he's just taking his medicine. Leaving it straightish in. So, Chico at the point of no return now. He's on his break. But no joy. And Stubb has a thin cut in the 1 with not much room past the 8 if he dare take it on. Now it's running and running and running to get a sight on the 2. And he hasn't quite got there. He hasn't got there. Well, that's a nice outcome.
Let's watch a replay of that last shot.
He couldn't have asked for a better result there. He's caught it in the way up. I think he caught it in the way back. And he's left trouble for Chico, who has kicked. And, well, I would say reasonably safe. But Stubb again's lining up the pot. He's going all out for the win. Again, this is, you know, it's not easy, and he's taking a risk that he doesn't necessarily have to take. He's the one that's on the hill. You know, he could bide his time and put Chico in further trouble here rather than going all out to try and cut this 2 ball. See, to me, that wasn't sensible. I mean, if he gets it again, he's a hero, but the odds are he wasn't going to get it. And it was a pretty dumb shot to be taken, a risky shot to be taken when he doesn't need to take risks. You know, Chico's the one that has to be taking risks. And he's overcooked that big time. I can't believe he wanted to finish in this end of the 3-ball. And now he's got a straight choice. I mean, he's got to squeeze this in past the 9 if he wants to have any sort of shot in the 4. He's got to let this roll. And he needs the 9 to stay out the way. Well, I'll say this, and it won't be the first time that things like this happen. When you stick your neck out a bit too far when you don't need to, you could end up everything backfiring on you. And I don't think Stubbs should have been taking that 4-ball on. And that's where he needs to wind his neck in. I mean, that shot was, you know, he gets it and he runs out fine. He looks great. But he's took on a wee bit more than he wanted to be handling at that time. He's given Chico the lifeline that he needs. And the only thing Stubbs got in his favour is it's his break next. And there's nothing Chico can do about it. And this isn't a gimme either, because this 8-ball's fairly tight. Cue ball's got to run 2 rails here and doesn't want to bump the 10. Oh, he's played it really gentle. Dangerous that way, but he's got away with it. And he might have a nice little angle as well to work with. Yeah, he's got enough there to work with. But if this match goes pear-shaped for Stubb, we know where it went wrong. And at the wrong end of the match. Oh, 11-8 now, is it? Could get interesting in that match as well. Well, in it goes, and now Chico just has to sit there and wait and see what happens off the break here. And the 6-ball has gone into the side, and Stubb has got no shot in the 1 other than a long 1-4 combo, which I feel sure he's going to be playing it. He'll fancy this all every day of the week, and again it's a big risky shot to be taken on, especially where the 7 and 8 are in the 5. He could easily play a half decent safety there, and he's going all out. And this is when you have to be guarded as to what the value is of the shot. The one thing in Stubb mind is just singular thinking. It's winning the match. And I don't know whether he can get there. It's tight. That is very tight. Past that too. And he's having to spin it. And this is make or break here for Chico as far as he's concerned. And where's the 9 going? And there you go. Oh, that can he see enough of the 2? Oh dear. There is a coat of paint in that 2-ball. He might be able to see enough of it. He's going to have to blast it to get it moving though. And he doesn't know where the cue ball's finishing, but there's a strong chance he'll be on the 3. And then again, it needs to hold up. I think he's fine. Well, Stubb took on the risky shot this time, and it's worked in his favour. Well, at least so far. Oh, you're a bit late to the party now, Steve. I've just noticed you in the chat. We'll stop going for the finishing line. You know, the one thing about Stubb is he's not feared of taking on the shot. I mean, the other racket didn't work when he shouldn't have done it. This time it has worked, and it's a good finish from Stubb. Nothing that Chico could do about it. It's a break and run, and Stubb marches on into round 5 by 17 racks to 15. So well done to him. Now, a quick check on the bracket, and where the hell's the match? It's up the top, isn't it? And Albinario is not far off the finishing line either. Hang on a minute.
Just a little late.
Good evening. Well,
Good evening.
I was trying to catch you at dinner time once I found out that Stubb and Chico had arranged their match for 7 PM, which was 20 minutes before this match started, but we couldn't get a hold of you.
Yeah, I wasn't here. I just got in. But
Well,
looks like the Cheeky Chico Stubb match was pretty good.
Well, it was, from what we saw of it, it was Chico that was doing most of the right things early on. Stubb was doing what he's doing right there, taking risks. And then when we left it, we went to this match, and then Stubb began to catch Chico back up, got himself into the lead, and kept that lead until the sort of dying breaths of the match there. It could have went either way at the end there. Stubb made a shot choice that I didn't think he should have took on, but he took it, and he let Chico in, and Chico ran out to get back to within 1. And then the only thing that saved Stubb there was a good, strong performance in the final rack on his break, or the one that he needed to win the match, and he done well to win it. But this match has ran away from Bedhead from very early on. Albinarios had dry breaks. Bedheads had dry breaks. At least 4 or 5 of them where Albinarios come to the table and the 1 ball's been on each time. But other than that, Bedhead hasn't been finding a good shape tonight at all. He's not been able to get it done when he's had those chances, and that's really probably the gist of it. And Albinarios made his 1 or 2 mistakes. Bedhead's had 1 or 2 more chances than he probably should have. Was it for the fact that Albinario wasn't making some odd mistakes?
Yeah, Albin's a tough match. I mean, Bedhead was going to have to play a really good match and probably still get some help from Albin.
Well, I just seen Chico in the chat there. Yeah, you know, it's tough. Yeah, Stubb's always going to get his luck, but that was a strong finish in that rack that he needed to win. I just thought it was crazy what he done in the previous rack to give you that chance to get out there, Chico. But it was still a good match for the most part that we've seen. But this one is well and truly gone from Bedhead.
What about the hairpig match? That was pretty close, wasn't it?
The hairpig match, hairpig was 4-all. Then he started getting away. Let's have a quick look, because I don't know whether that's still going on. Let's have a look. Has that result come through? No, hairpig is now 11-9 in front of Brainful Out, so that might boil up as well. Yeah, I come up with another crazy idea, Steve. So I did. You won't like it, but I came up with it.
Okay.
You see how you press the F1 button and it brings up the help window like that on the screen? Well, on the right hand side, that is. I think it would be.
Yep.
I think the fact that you could do that and bring that up when nobody really uses it, I think it'd be handy if you could do that and have, and you're in a particular tournament, or if you're in a tournament room, I think it'd be handy if you could do that rather than have to shuffle up and down the bracket on the bracket page. I think you should hit a button and you should get like a window on, say, the left hand side. There, my donut button's broken again. Hang on a minute. Right. In fact, that's not what I want. It's the Alt button I want. Yeah, you should have a wee window on that side there that you could bring up live scores where they're just stacked in order, and then hit a button and get rid of it. So if it annoys you, you get rid of it. A bit like the help panel on the right hand side. Because if you're not doing that and you're just tabbing backward and forward to the bracket, but you know, like that, and then having to scroll up and down to find matches. Just an idea. 12-9 it is now. He's holding his own in here, Pig.
I'd be more likely to put on a tab.
A tab?
Like we have. Yeah, like we have for the league page. We have a matches tab.
Aye, but not in the room.
It's not in the room, but it's one button press to switch back and forth.
Aye, but what you've got to still do is tab to it, though. What does that say? Small
Control
victories.
Z. You don't have to tab to it. Control Z.
Yeah, that's still using two fingers to do it. I must admit that match with Hairpig and Braveflower, I thought that might be a bit more of a comfortable win for. Well, not that he's won it yet, I hasten to add, but I thought it might be a wee bit bigger gap because it was threatening to run that way. But fair play to Brainfell, he's hanging in there.
Well, let's see what Albin does here.
Yeah, you know, Bedhead's had a few positions like this where he's had, you know, the reward for his safety or his lucky roll, whatever you want to call whatever happened, but then he's just not been able to get it done. And what he has done is really
gotta take advantage. This is just like you got to run out when you get this kind of table.
Yeah. Cobra says, tell him to piss off Steve. What, me coming up with my suggestions?
I don't know what he's talking about.
Well, he's talking about the matches tab that you were talking about, or that I was talking about. The live scores thing. As he called that into the top right. Yeah, that's excellent.
Oh, okay.
Let's watch the replay of that last shot.
I get what he's saying now. Yeah.
Great shot. Great shot, but has he got enough of this 5-ball? I don't know whether he has. No, he hasn't. And again,
he fails to get out on an easy rack, and
yeah, that's the story of the match, really. Oh, there's the result through. Hairpig has fallen over the line eventually. 13 racks to 9.
So this is an interesting safety play here. This is actually kind of tricky. Oh, that ball went.
Yeah, he could just.
Wow.
I think he just squeezed around it to get it.
Yeah, I think he twisted it a little. I think he put a little English on that and threw the ball. I wasn't sure he could make that. I thought he'd have to play safe. Well, you know, Albin is definitely the best player right now. You guys going to have to pick up their games to catch up with him.
It's the ones that, I mean, Hairpig, not Hairpig. Bedhead's one of the guys that's, you know, he's always been, you know, he's a contender for these titles, but when you have a night like this where you're really struggling to get the job done, and it's expected of you, you know, he's tried his damnedest, but he's just not getting. He's not getting that shape. He hasn't been comfortable all night, and it's just been bits and pieces for him.
Yeah, when you're not running out the easy racks, you know, against a player like Albin, you're just done already.
So,
I mean, there's other parts of the game I've been talking about, like kicking and banking and playing safe, and you know, those kind of things are important. But first, you got to be able to run out. If you can't run out, then those other things don't matter so much.
So well done to Albinario in the Battle of Sweden, and there's nobody in the chat predicted that result. 17 racks to 8. We've had the result from Hairpig and Brainquill out. That was 13 racks to 9 on the one-loss side. We've had the result from Cheeky Chico and Stubb, 17 racks to 15. And what else is on? I take it that's them all done. But did I not say there was 4 matches on tonight? Oh, we had a match earlier on, didn't we? I forgot all about that. The one with Cobra and Jose, which was a very comfortable win for Cobra as expected by, what the hell was it again? 13 racks to 2. So now, if we start going down the one-loss side from top to bottom, we can see that Bill and Paul are set up to play. They play. What date's the 10th? Anybody know what date the 10th is? Anyway, they're a few days away at 4:30 in the afternoon. And Cheeky Chico, of course, having gone through to the one-loss side tonight, well, Chico now knows it doesn't get any easier in this tournament. Having been put there by Stubb, he's now waiting to play the winner of Bill and Paul. And every match is tough from here on in. You know, all strong players are still left. And now the other thing is, Cerro is still on the one-loss side. With all that trouble he had in his match previously, where his connection was so bad, in the end he gave up. And he's waiting in the winner of the match between Machine and Cobra. And I don't hold out a great deal of promise that that match will go ahead, to be honest with you. And even if it does, is Cobra's connection will get anywhere near half decent to actually stay in the room for more than 2 minutes. And further down, we've got Bedhead having moved through from the winner's side, and he's now lying in wait, waiting on the winner of the match between Interchange X and Hairpig, and that'll be a good match. Now, one thing I'm going to mention is, because I should have had that on to the, let me see if I've got it on the screen. Hang on a minute. Not that one, that one. If you read the screen, it tells you there at the bottom, as of Saturday, I'll finish my final shift for the week, and then I'm off all next week. So, and the reason I'm saying that is because we've got 2 guys from the States are going to be matching up with one another in that one-loss side, and that is Interchange X and Hairpig. Now, there's a strong chance that could be the middle of the night, UK time, but as long as I know it's on, I'll be there for it. And if you guys aren't there, which most of you won't, you'll have at least the common sense to get to your bed, then you can watch it on the YouTube channel at a later time. And of course, as I said, the winner of that will play Bedhead. Further down again, we've got another great match, and again it's a match, an all US affair, and it is at 3 p.m. What's today's date? Yeah, I'm losing track. That's the 5th. So it's at 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, which is breakfast time, East Coast time. And those two guys will be going ahead with that match, the one-loss side. I can guarantee you'll be there for that one. And that covers all of the one-loss side. So excellent matches to look forward to.
You're talking about the match between One Pocket Slim and Fast Eddie?
Yeah.
That's on Saturday.
Well, no, what's today's date?
No, that's on Friday. Today's the 5th.
Right.
That's on Friday. It's 2 days from now.
Let me have a read at that. Oh, this is Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah, I'm losing track of days of the week. I'm thinking this is Tuesday. Right, anyway, I'll be there for it anyway. I don't care, I'll be there. Now, what else was I going to say? Right, from top to bottom on the winner's side, so that we all know where we stand, we're getting to the business end of the tournament now. Albinario is through to round 5, and in the bottom half of the draw, we have Popman against Spectre Dawn. Now, obviously, Popman is going to be the underdog, but and Spectre Dawn's going to pot every ball he can see. Popman, I think, has got himself a wee bit wiser as this tournament has gone on. He's come through against Larry by 17 racks to 16 in that second round match, having got a bye in the first round, so that was a great result for Popman there. And I think he's worked out that, thinking and applying yourself and doing everything, most things right for him at his level, he's got a great result, and then he's had another great result against Paul by 17 racks to 8, so he's now got to where he is. He's not going to be favourite, so he doesn't need to worry about that. He just needs to do most things right for him to keep him in the match and not be gifting stuff to Spectre Dawn. But Spectre Dawn will take chances against him, and that's what most of these players will do against Popman. If Popman's good enough in the night and starts pinching these racks when he's given that chance, it could get interesting. And we've seen what happened against Larry. There's nothing against it happening against Spectre Dawn either. But anyway, that's also on the schedule. And then, of course, the winner of it is playing Albinario for the... sorry, it's not the hot seat match. It's only the round 5 match. There's still the hot seat match to come after that. So that covers all of the bracket. Now, do we want to see any stats from tonight in particular?
Well, I'm always interested in the break stats, although I've looked at them. They're not that pretty.
Right.
Or at least between Albin and Bedhead, they weren't.
Let's go POL. If you can find them. Right, there's Stub, and then we'll go Cheeky Chico. HICO. Delete a letter. Oh, shit.
It's hard to see them with all that stuff you've got scrolling over the top of them.
Oh, no, I'm not looking at that at the moment. I'll get rid of it in a second. Cheeky Chico. Right. Hang on a minute. Let's get rid of that. So, break stats. We've got 16 breaks all. Chico was the best with balls in break, 0.8. And dry break percentage, 43. Stubbs dry break percentage, 56. Runouts from the break, 2 from Stubb. 10 ball stats, racks run. Cheeky Chico had 4 racks run. Stubb, though, had 2, but again, Stubb on Moneyball shot was 100%. Chico missed 1, which in the end could well been the costly one that might have cost him the match at the end of it.
Yeah, that's
very
good.
close.
That's a two game swing missing a Moneyball.
Yeah. So that's that match. What was the other one? Albinario and Bedhead. Let's look at that.
And we had Hairpig and Brainfellow.
Albinario. Oh.
Yeah, well, I mean, Chico actually broke halfway decent. That's 56.25%. He made a ball.
Albinario and Bedhead. Yeah, 56, I think it was. Bedhead. Go. Right, so Albinario had 12 breaks. He was 0.4. Yeah, the two of them were on a par with what Stubb was doing in that other match, but they're only 0.4.
Well, Albin's problem was he had 3 break fouls.
Oh yeah, he had three fouls. And dry break, 33%. Bedhead, 53.
Not good.
10 ball stats. Racks ran 2 from Albinario, 1 from Bedhead. Moneyball shot from Albinario. I think Albinario is one of the few players that's still 100% in this tournament. Because we haven't looked at the tournament stats for a while, but he's got another clean sheet there. Bedhead had 8 Moneyball shot. He missed 1, but that was probably immaterial because he was already pretty much dead and buried anyway. And then the other match was the match from earlier on. Let's have a look at Cobra.
Hairpig and Brain fell out.
Yeah, we'll get that one. So Cobra
played a match today too?
Yeah, he was playing Jose. He won 13-2 in the end, so he was always going to be a comfortable winner. So let's see what his stats look like. He said his break was worse than she did in the update. It was... so, break stats. Cobra had 8 breaks. Remember, these are races to 13, of course, and 1 lost side. Better stats than this one, though. Average balls made 0.57 for Cobra, 0.62 for Jose, and Jose had 1 break more than Cobra. Runouts from the break, though, Cobra had 3, Jose had 1. Dry break percentage 42 for Cobra, 50 for Jose. 10 ball stats. Racks ran by Cobra 4, Racks high run 1, Jose 1. Moneyball shot 11, 100%, and Jose was 100% as well. And now the final match of the day was Hairpig. Hairpig and Delete. And yeah, and that was against Brain fell out. There we go. So once again, a 1 loss side match. 11 breaks all. Brain fell out 0.54. Average balls made. Hairpig was lower. Runouts from the break. Brain fell out at 1. Dry break percentage 54 for Brain fell out, 63 for Hairpig. And Racks high run, nothing exciting there. Brain fell out was the only one that had a single rack run. And then you got Moneyball shot 11 and 9 for Brain fell out, but the difference there was, you know, there's 3 racks gone there, you could say, or 2 racks, sorry. 100% for Hairpig, 12 out of 12. Let's go back to the overall tournament stats, because we've not looked at that for a while. Break stats. So now Tommy's not in the tournament yet, is he? I don't think Tommy's out, isn't he? But anyway, Cheeky Chico's out as well, and their breaks, the highest average balls made. Let's see. Well, again, those ones at the top don't count. The ones that do count are Tommy, who's there. Bullabog doesn't count either because he's out of the tournament. Chico's out, but they're still the higher as far as average balls made. Mooncake, there's quite a lot of these players are long gone. Bill's still in it. He's probably looking at what's left there, Bill's about the only one I think that's still in the tournament. He's in 0.78. Ice Age is gone. Smoking Sid's gone. And of course, they're all going to have higher averages because they're not in the tournament anymore.
Yeah, look at the runouts from the break. Look at Tommy.
Runouts from the break. We've got Tommy on 10. Albinario's now tied that score with 10. Machine on 8, and of course Machine's still in the tournament. Cobra's on 8, he's still in the tournament. Stubbs on 7. One Pocket Slim's still in the tournament. Spectre Don's still in the tournament. Barker's is still in the tournament. He's on 5. Hairpig is still in the tournament. So when you look at, and I mean, obviously Bedhead is still in the tournament there, and Popman's there as well. So there's stats that can still be affected to the end of the tournament. What else do we want to look at? Rax ran Machine on 17. He's still 4 ahead of Albinario. Rax High run. Well, we won't bother with that just now. We just go down. We've got Machine on 17, Albinario on 13, tied with Stubb and Cobra, and Tommy on 12, tied with Spectre Dawn. But Tommy's gone, so he can't change his now. He can't improve his. Chico, moving over to the one loss side, he can still improve his, as can Slim, as can Bedhead, and Barker's also, and Hairpig. And now Rax High Run, it's Stubb on top, tied with Mark Shark, who had a disastrous night the other night. He's now out of the tournament, so that won't change. Chico, Barker's, and a whole stack of players on 2, too many to mention. Moneyball Shot, we've got Stubb on 64 Moneyball Shot, and 63 having gone in. Albinario still in 100%. Brain fell out 61 and 49. Well, that's going by the count from top to bottom. You've got 16. But I think there's still a few in 100%. Where did I find out the 100% thing? What was the one I was looking at there? It doesn't. Did it show you a percentage? Maybe I'm in the wrong tab. Rax ran. I can't remember what I'm looking at now. Anyway, it's too late. But that's where we are in the tournament up till now. It's been a long session. Unlucky Jose. What did that say? What's Jose saying there? Tetrata. Oh, he's talking to Chico. I didn't realise that. So I think we should have one quick look at what's left on the actual bracket now, in terms of, not in the bracket, on the schedule. The next match is the match on Friday between Fast Eddie and One Pocket Slim. That's at 3 PM in the afternoon, 9 AM Eastern, 8 AM Mountain Time for Run Out Rob, and 6 AM Pacific. I think that's right. We've also then got Popman and Spectre Dawn on Saturday at 7 PM. We've got Bill and Paul next Monday at 4:30 PM in the afternoon. So I'll be there for all of those. And that about covers it. Is Steve still there? Does he get bored and gone to bed?
Oh no, I'm still here.
Has you got anything you want to cover before we leave, Steve?
Not really. I mean, I wish I could have seen more of that today. Had some good matches, but I'll be around this weekend. I don't know if I'm going to do Friday or not. That's still up in the air right now.
Yeah, because well, Friday is that clashes with Friday night 9-ball, and then the only other match after that is 4:30 in the afternoon, which is like 11:30 AM Eastern. That's Bill and Paul this coming Monday. So the first match is going to be Friday afternoon at 3 PM. I've got a short shift on Friday, so I know that I'm going to be here, and I'll definitely have that match between the two guys from the States. It should be a good a good battle between the two of them. So until then, I'm going to bid you good night. I've still got my second day off tomorrow, so I don't need to get to bed. But what I do need is a coffee, because that will be the cure-all to keep me invigorated for another hour or two. I'm going to have to interrupt your chat, folks. Cheeky Chico and Jose are making up for lost time. Chico's now got somebody he can talk to in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, these guys, well, you know, I don't know if you've been around very many Spanish-speaking people. They talk really fast, most of them, and
they get
so
through
it looks
a lot.
like these guys type just as fast.
they're making up for lost time. Yeah, that's good. Well, Chico, what you need to say to Jose is unlucky. He did well getting this far. It's just unlucky that he ended up meeting Albinario in that second round match. And then meeting up with Cobra is not a healthy position to be in to try and survive in the tournament. He done well. And wish him good night for me as well. And the same to everybody else. Thanks for joining, folks. Take care. And we'll maybe see you again over the next few days. And thanks to Steve for eventually taking time to come in and join us. I mean, he's got to get his priorities right. You know, he's got to get the golf in. And then VP4 comes second. And then somewhere down the line, probably the wife. I don't know what the correct order is, but...
Well, that's a touchy subject. Let's not go there.
Right, guys. Take care. See you again soon.
Good night.
Good night, all.
Good night, ladies.
Put 'em up, put 'em up!